Hi, Professor Raz here with a quick overview of the research project that is the term-long project for IDS 1000, Introduction to Interdisciplinary Studies. To access the project, go to Coursework, and here it is at the top of the page. It will always remain at the top of the page. This project is based on a social problem that's occurring in contemporary America. Contemporary means right now, happening now. This problem, of course, will have historical roots, but we're not simply looking at the history. Notice to examine the purpose, to examine a social problem or issue, got to get rid of that S, through three different social sciences lenses. So the problem can be national, happening in the country, regional, something like Southwest Florida, Northeast America, something like that, or local, happening in your community right now. You get to choose the topic, although I have final approval, and that's important for you to remember. What you're going to need to do is to think like a social scientist, not as a citizen of your community, not as a person of your social group, your cultural group, your religious group, your socioeconomic status. You need to pull back from all that's personal and look at this as a scientist. Notice here, personal opinion and experience must not come into play. Consequently, I strongly advise you to choose a topic that you are not passionate about. Of course, it's something that you'd be interested in, but passion does not belong in this particular assignment. So, moving on, look at the various social sciences. Just go through your text, notice what the beginning of the chapter says about this. See where and how each of these could come into play with your topic. Anthropology, sociology, history, politics, economics, and psychology are the lenses we're going to be examining in this class. Choose three of these. Now, for each lens, for each one of these social sciences, you will be writing one paper. So that means you're going to end up with three short papers, 3 to 5 pages. In APA format, typically one page equals 300 words. So we're talking between 1,500 and 4,500 words per paper. Your title page and your references page do not count towards the page count. Now, for each of these areas, you're going to need to use at least 2 substantive and credible sources to support your work. Notice that I am not saying that you need to use scholarly. Oftentimes, for something that is happening currently, there is not a lot of scholarly research to draw from. But your sources need to have substance. This means not just 2 or 3 paragraphs, excuse me, excuse me, in a newspaper article. They also need to be credible. This means non-biased, and the sources for this information need to be able to be verified. You can also bring in subjects, race, gender, poverty, violence, and crime. It's hard to imagine a social problem that stuff like this doesn't touch upon. So, moving on. The librarians are awesome. They will work with you online. They are all aware of this project. They've all helped to create it, and they can be your very best friends. There's also a course guide that Brittany O'Neill, one of the librarians, has created for this project, and I'll be showing that to you in a different video. So here we go. Moving down, the project and the components have all been broken down. Week 3 is when we're doing the topic. So this is going to be the subject of this week's discussion board. There are the due dates and the point value for each. Notice for the summaries are the short papers. You need APA formatting, which includes a title page, in-text citations, and references page. Moving on. Each lens has 2 separate assignments with it, and I will go through that in another video. And at the very end, week 14, you will create a PowerPoint that includes all this information. Notice there is not one large paper, but indeed 3 small ones, and you're going to be working on them as you go. So make sure if you have questions that you ask them, email me, ask them on the discussion board, and as we go, this will make more sense. There are more videos to follow. Thank you.